Hi, I'm Lucy James and I listen to the One Up Gaming podcast.
Hi, David here, One Up Gaming. Gonna have a quick go. I need to have a catchphrase. Please, anyone, message me. Leave comments. Leave comments on what I can use as a hello. This is Idiot Boy on the start of each sort of show. But anyway, David here, One Up Gaming. It's gonna be episode 388 of the One Up Gaming podcast. This week we're gonna go through some of the games we've played this week. I guess Figment, Adverse, Knight Rider. I don't know. We're going to have the 10 minutes of nothing as well. I'm not sure what we're going to talk about. That'll be recorded later at a separate time and date. But we'll go through it anyway. So, David, One Up Gaming. I guess we'll sort of say that please buy the album, Games Inspired Music. It sponsors this week's show. 20% of each sale will go to the Child's Play charity. So I think it's only about £5, £6, that kind of thing. But we will give all the 20% of each sale to Child's Play charity. Also, any streaming, so if you have a YouTube channel, please just Google or go into YouTube and search Games Inspired Music, the album. And there'll be like 25, 26 sort of songs. Just choose any of those sort of songs, put them into your videos, and we'll get a little bit of each time that it's played on YouTube and that type of thing. But yeah, please. And you can also buy our first 100 podcasts, available audiobooks on tape.com. And £1 of each sale will go to the Diabetes UK charity. So without further stalling and just random crappy talkiness, we will go straight into this week's show. So back after this quick, short break.
Hi, I'm Keith Allen, and I play Murphy on Z Nation, and I listen to One Up Gaming Podcast.
Hello, Andy. This is Colin. I won't be able to get in tonight. I'm sweating like a pig.
So, David here, One Up Gaming. This is the games we've played this week. This is episode 388. So, we have got 8 games we've played this week. So, I guess we'll go straight into them. First of all, Devil Inside Us, Roots of Evil. Now, this one it had a little bit more. Oh, I'm trying to reach over and get my little Game Boy cup with my tea in it. I always drink tea when I'm doing this. But yeah, so Devil Inside Us, Roots of Evil. It's another one of these. You spawn into a house with no lights on. You can pick up objects and spin them round, and there's clues on the underneath of objects. You can turn radios on and off. You can turn lights on by getting the fuses. It's a simple sort of game. It's I'd say a fairly budget sort of game. It's not a bad game. It's just not very good. And I would just say the Devil Inside Us, it is just too dark for its own good. I was really struggling to see where I was going and what I was doing through my playthrough. Even when you have the torch and things, it's still not the most apparent of what you're meant to be doing. Also, I know it's just a me problem. I was playing through the game and I got stuck quite a bit into it and had to redo quite a lot of the early start of it, the early part of the game, and I still couldn't work out what I was doing and what happened. So I reset everything and retried it and got stuck again. And then I went into the control settings and looked at the controls, and not only is there a crouch, but there's also the going prone. And on a part where I was thinking I had to get into a vent, yes, I had to get into a vent, but you didn't just crouch, you had to proper go prone to crawl through the vent. And it was just like, oh, for God's sake, what the hell's going on in my life? So, yeah, it's a adequate sort of game. It's just a bit budget and a bit. Do you know, like the way the physics is like you get stuck on things and things don't quite move as they should. But it's overall, it's not a bad little game. And then, oh god, I'm clicking buttons. My mouse nearly fell on the floor. My table's gone. I have to have a little mat on my knee. Yeah, so the next game, Grey Dawn. And again, it's another game where I had no concept of what this game was going to be when I got the game. But playing through the game for about a good hour or so, it seems really, really quite good. I enjoy a good random story, and this game had a really freaky sort of story. It starts off as, I would sort of say, like a kind of like a Victorian-y sort of setting, and you go into the world, and it's another very similar game to Devil Inside Us, where you have to go pick objects up, look at objects, get clues, do mysteries, but it's also a lot lighter and a lot more ambience in the game, and with that it just makes the game flow easier. And yes, it's got the same freaky backgrounds and graphics and things popping in, popping out, crazy psychedelic stuff, and it's just a nice flowing game. I really enjoyed my time with this game, and I would recommend Grey Dawn. It's a nice game. So the next game was Figment, and this one, it's quite an old one, but I got sent to stream it, so I just got the video up playing the game. And playing through, it's a it's like a isometric sort of view, hand-drawn looking graphics, really nice, voice acted. It's like a puzzle platformer sort of game, and I was really enjoying it. It seemed really quite nice. I don't know if you're a random Figment-y sort of thing. I can't explain it, but it's a nice looking game, and the story seemed nice, and it was just, everything was flowing really, really well, and I was really enjoying the game.
Who the heck was that?
Let's find out.
What do you want, Fartface? We're coming to get you.
So yeah, Figment I would recommend. It's a nice little game. I believe Figment 2 is either out or coming out soon. I saw a trailer while I was googling around for the Switch. So if that's out, give that a go. It might be as good. So the next game was Adverse, and I couldn't find any trailer for the game, so I've just put up my Let's Play, so there'll be like me playing the game in the top, in the as we're talking. And I will just sort of say it was not the best. It was very budget, very cheap, very single track sort of a puzzle, a first person puzzle platformer with a crossbow, and you have to run, jump, dodge and shoot things as you're appearing around corners and stuff. It all, if anyone's played the old Super Mario 64 sort of bonus stages where it's all floating blocks and things in space, that's what this kind of looks like. And yeah, I just didn't get the feel for the game. I really didn't get the feel. I'm sorry guys, but it was just not my sort of game. And then randomly I was just playing through some of my old PS2 sort of stuff, and Knight Rider popped up, and I thought, do you know what? A lot of these games are crap, but they're fun crap. And Knight Rider was one of such games. It was a fun crap game. And yeah, it's got all the air jets and the jumps and the boosts and all that kind of malark, and I was quite enjoying it. It was quite Why does that always make me jump when that starts flashing? I think I must need to put a lower voltage plug onto it, because it seems to get about 10 minutes in, it just goes blah, and then it makes me sort of shit myself. But Knight Rider, great little game. It's like a racing sort of third-person racing game with car combat mechanics, with a full story and missions, and quite open world-y sort of settings as well. Nice little game. But I can see why at the PS2 life cycle why it just didn't do very well. So the next game we have is called Worldless. Is it Worldless? Let me just double check. There we go. Right, so if I just take that off. So if I go to Worldless, let's have a look at the game. Oh, if this is, yes. It's a Metroid style game, gorgeous art style, 2D, and you are a little dude with like floating arms and legs and like a little tiny body and a glow in the dark head, and you are a white dude with blue highlights, and you're fighting red guys, that sort of thing. And yeah, it's a really good, it's functionally perfect. You move, you jump, you run, all the buttons, all the maneuvers work perfectly. It looks gorgeous, and I would really say it's an amazing little game. So Worldless, great game. I really enjoyed my time with that. If you like Metroid style games, give it a go. It's amazing. And then the next game was a demo that I got sent to see if I could promote, and it's called Berserk Boy, and it's a demo of that. And it's a 2D pixel platform shooter sort of game, and I was really enjoying it. It looks bold, it looks beautiful, it looks chunky, and it's a great little platformer. I really enjoyed it. So that was one of the better games of the week. So yeah, Berserk Boy. I don't know if it's out now or coming out very soon, but just buy it. As soon as you see this game, buy it. It's amazing. And the last game that we played this week is, let me put my teeth in, Cat Palette Merging Colourful Kittens. Now, let that sink in for a few seconds. Now, this game is a puzzle game, like a match game, and it's very basic. It's a free-to-play game that you should have on your mobile. You shouldn't be getting it on Steam or any other sort of thing. It's like, why is Steam allowing games like this to be released? I really don't know. And yes, I understand certain people, like I myself, could never develop a game as complex as this game, but in the grand scheme of things, it's crap. It really is crap, and I hate saying it because I love giving all games a chance. Even so-called really bad ones, I still find fun having a quick play and having a quick mess around. So yeah, Cat Palette Merging Colourful Kittens. Goddamn. So I will just sort of say then, this week the game of the week is Worldless. So give that a go. It's on Steam. And yeah, so it's been episode 388 of the What Up Game podcast. So please follow, share, like, bell, all that good stuff. And we'll have a quick break and we'll be back with 10 minutes of nothing. So back in a few seconds.
Hi, I'm Matt Kapp, the lead artist on Binding of Isaac Rebirth and the creator of Castle in Darkness, and I listen to the One Up podcast.
Up next on the One Up Gaming podcast is 10 minutes of nothing. Will it be the team talking about nothing or a guest interview? Stick around and find out now. It's 10 minutes of nothing. Yeah, 10 minutes of nothing.
Hi, welcome to the One Up Gaming podcast. This is going to be the 10 minutes of nothing, and this week we're going to go through the Nintendo showcase, the partner showcase that was just done a few days ago. So gonna go through some of the games. So if people don't know what this is, it is just me talking rubbish for 10 minutes about a certain subject. And we do have like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. We've got about 20 games to talk about. I'll skim over a lot of them and we'll see where we are at the end and maybe go back over some of them if we have time. So the 10-minute timer, I will say, starts now. So so the partner showcase, first of all, they had to announce Grounded was coming, and it's coming 16th of April. So the Microsoft partnership starts anew. They did do the Ori Will of the Wisps and the I think they had both Ori games on the Switch. But it will be quite fun to see what else they bring to the Switch. I mean, Grounded, it looks nice, but I've never played it. It's just not my sort of thing. I don't do these survival-y sort of like multi-online games. I just don't do them. Next up was called Ender Magnolia, and it looked like a side-scrolling platform game made with a 3D engine but played with a 2D perspective, and it looks like a very Metroid style sort of game but with more action, combat, swords, that sort of thing. It looks really nice. But yeah, that one looks a good little game. Then next up we have a game called Arranger, and this is a slide puzzle game played on a top-down view. So imagine like a map with all the puzzles and you sort of slide things and you move the enemies around as you're sliding, which it didn't look great to me, but what do I know. Next up we have Unicorn Overlord, and I think this was a Sega game, but it looks like it's a real-time strategy RPG. It just, I'm not a big fan of all these full-on JRPG sort of games, so I don't think I'll be giving that one much of a look. Next up we have Monster Hunter Stories, and this one was first released on the Nintendo 3DS, so they've remade it, give it better graphics, HD. They've added like a menu modey thing where you go into it and listen to the musics, look at some of the other bits and bobs, so you can see some more of the history about the Monster Hunter games. They've also going to introduce some of the other characters and monsters that were in other series, so that could be alright, but again, it's another game I've never got into. Next up, Disney Epic Mickey Rebrushed. Now, I just don't understand why they haven't done the Epic Mickey collection where you're doing like 1 and 2. It's just a bit weird how it's just the one game. But I guess they just want to clean it up a little bit and release it on the Switch, get some easy money. It's an alright 3D platform game. You know, like add paint, delete paint sort of thing. Good mechanics. I think the first one was quite good. And then we have the Shin Megami Tensei 5, I think it is. Vengeance. I don't know if it was like 5 or if it was just V Vengeance. But everyone knows what one of these games are. Very complex JRPG. I won't be looking at this game in the slightest. Then next up we have Star Wars Battlefront Classic Collection. And this one you have the 2 games and you can have up to 64 players on it. I really think that because was it pandemic? One of them basically had the 3rd game fully made ready. I think that this should have included the 3rd game as well. Just quickly go over it, clean it up. Then you have like the Star Wars Battlefront Trilogy Collection, and people will buy it because it was like the 3rd game never officially came out and it was almost done. So they could have put a bit more effort into it and got that out. That could have been good. But as it is, again, it's another game, a multiplayer focused game I never got into. Never really played that much. But yeah, it looked alright for the Switch. Next up we have South Park Snow Day. Now I know it's not, but this really gave me Power Stone vibes. You know, like a multiplayer online 3D brawler sort of thing. Not sure about the Snow Day sort of thing. I mean, why did I have to do it all in snow? It's just a bit cheap and nasty looking. But South Park, it could be fun. But again, it depends how much the game is, because it looks like a very, very limited sort of game. And then we have Sword Art Online Fractured Daydream. I think this is another JRPG. I kind of tuned out, to be honest, with this one. I can't remember. It looked nice. I know the graphics look good. A lot of the graphics look good on a lot of the games, to be fair, on the Switch. Might not run very well, but they look nice. So, next up, a game that I did pay attention to, Gundam Breaker 4. And that's because it kind of... I'm going to completely blank on the name. But the guys who made the Souls games, before they made the Souls games, they made all I think of Smurf Crisis, like the mech games. I've completely blanked. It looked very similar to that, where you can build, mix and match, get your mech on, single player campaign, multiplayer sort of things, battle your mechs against each other. So this could be quite fun. I enjoy that sort of thing. Next up, a game I loved, I guess 20, 30 years ago now. Bloody hell. No, it must be 20 years ago. It must have been like 2002-ish. And that was Super Monkey Ball Banana Rumble. And this is like a new Monkey Ball game coming to the Switch. So it looked nice. A lot of good multiplayer stuff. World of Goo 2 was announced as a console exclusive, I think it said. And this is like a puzzle game with platform elements. It looked nice. I enjoy these sort of games. Fantasy Life I, The Girl Who Steals Time. This one was a like an island survival-y cute 3D game. Another one, not my sort of thing. Then there was Another Crab's Treasure, which again, it's like a Souls-like adventure, but it's got really bright, colourful graphics. You play as a crab in a 3D underwater environment, and you're fighting other enemies, other creatures, and you can get into different shells to give yourself different things, and that was just looked quite cool. Next up, we have Penny's Big Breakaway. And this is like a 3D platformer made by the guys who did Sonic... was it Sonic Origins? No, not Sonic Origins. The Sonic game that came out a few years ago. Can't remember now. Was it Origins? No, that one. That's the collection. Oh, I've got the collection as well. I can't remember what it's called. Anyway, it looked nice. You have a big yo-yo that you can do... swing on and stuff. It looked quite nice, and I believe that's out right now for the Switch. I don't know if it's out through the consoles, but it looked nice. There is paid DLC for a fruit puzzle game, and I just didn't write it down. It just looked crap. Why advertise paid DLC for it, and then they're also going to add multiplayer to it later on. Pepper Grinder is a 2D platformer with a drill, so you can drill through sort of like surfaces and stuff. And it looked nice, really nice, retro pixel graphics look good. Pocket Card Jockey Ride On. This is just a jockey game where you mix and match cards to get stuff. I don't know if it looked any good or not. I wouldn't buy it. It just didn't look my sort of game. Then they had a big show reel of about 5 or 6 smaller games shown. With Pentiment was actually shown from Microsoft, so that was on there as well. Then the Killer Instinct music starts playing, and then a load of retro rare games were shown, and then it come up saying that Nintendo Switch Online. If you're subscribing to that, then you can get 5 games today from Rare. So that's pretty cool. And the last game that they had on the show was Endless Ocean Luminous, and this looked gorgeous, but I've never liked the Endless Ocean games, so I don't know. So for me, the game of the show was probably, I'd say Super Monkey Ball Banana Rumble, and that is 10 minutes. So 10 minutes of that. What did you guys think of the show? Let us know in comments, let us know in texts. Subscribe to us, like us, share us, bell us, all that good stuff. You can go to our website and you can buy t-shirts like this for our website, like Sega Rally sort of thing. Go to our Etsy store, just search One Up Gaming when you're up there. But yeah, it's been David, it's been One Up Gaming. It has been episode 388, I believe it is. So thank you all. It's been David, One Up Gaming, with the Nintendo Partner Showcase. So thank you. Goodbye.
Hi, my name's Cartoon Penguin, and I'm a part of Shocknet's development team, and I listen to One Up Gaming Podcast.
So yeah, it's been episode 388 of the One Up Gaming Podcast. Saying thank you so much for watching. Subscribe to us. Go to our website, oneupgaming.co.uk. Buy our album, Games Inspired Music. 20% of each sale will go to the Child's Play charity. You can buy our first 100 podcasts, available at audiobooksontape.com, and £1 of each sale will go to the Diabetes UK charity. So thank you for that. Go to our Etsy store. You can buy t-shirts like this Sega Rally t-shirt that we've got on. Just search One Up Gaming. Got over 200 listings. Subscribe to us, like us, share us, bell the icon. And if you're listening to this, just please subscribe to us, follow us, leave positive feedback, that sort of thing. Really helps when people are looking for podcasts. And yeah, it's been David, One Up Gaming. Thank you so much. Hopefully you've enjoyed this show where we've talked about some of the games, talked about the Nintendo Showcase, and yeah, we'll be back next week. So thank you. Goodbye.